Saint Augustine of Hippo. As one of the last great Christian theologians before the dark ages of the medieval period, Augustine was very influential on the development of Christianity. He was born on November 354 in Tagast, Numidia, now Algeria, and died on August 430. His mother, Monica, was a devout Christian. His father, Patricius, was a pagan who converted to Christianity on his deathbed. His brother was Navigius and sister Perpetua. Scholars generally agree Augustine and his family were Berbers, an ethnic group indigenous to North Africa, but were heavily Romanized, speaking only Latin at home as a matter of pride and dignity. His family had been Roman from a legal standpoint for at least a century when he was born. At the age of 11, he was sent to school at MADURAI. His first insight into the nature of sin occurred when he and a number of friends stole fruit they did not want from a neighborhood garden. He tells this story in his autobiography, The Confessions. He remembers he stole the fruit not because he was hungry, but because it was not permitted. His very nature, he says, was flawed. It was foul, and I loved it. I loved my own error. From this, he concluded the human person is naturally inclined to sin and in need of the grace of Christ. After that, he left his Christian background and joined the Manichaean sect founded by Prophet Mani in 240. In his late teens, he developed an affair with a young woman from Carthage. She gave birth to his son Adeodatus in 372. He taught grammar and rhetoric at Tagast, Carthage, and later Rome. In 384, he was given a position as a rhetoric professor at the imperial court of Milan. He also became friendly with Ambrose, the Bishop of Milan. As he listened to Bishop Ambrose, he gained a new insight into Christianity. His mother followed Augustine to Milan and persuaded him to give up his lover and marry another girl in his social class. Although he agreed, he felt a great emotional torment in cutting off ties with his former lover, but he annulled his marriage as he made plans to become a celibate priest. At the age of 31, he made a formal conversion to Christianity. He was inspired by reading about the life of Saint Anthony of the desert. He also reported hearing an inner voice which told him to take up the Bible and read. He was drawn to Romans 13 and 14. Not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying, but put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. He gave away his wealth to the poor and converted his house into monastic foundation for himself and a group of like-minded Christians. In 391, he became the Bishop of Hippo and for the next 39 years became an influential preacher, often speaking against his former religion of Manichaeism. In the last half of his life, he was noted for his piety, simplicity, and devotion. His adaptation to classical thought, to Christian teaching, created a theological system of great power and lasting influence. His numerous written works are Confessions in c. 400 and The City of God in c. 413 to 426 and On Christian Doctrine and the Trinity. His writings influenced the development of Western philosophy and Western Christianity. Believing the grace of Christ was indispensable of human freedom, he helped formulate the doctrine of original sin and made significant contributions to the development of just war theory, in which he says the pursuit of peace might include the option of fighting. When the Western Roman Empire began to disintegrate, Augustine imagined the church as a spiritual city of God, distinct from the material earthly city. In this, he argued the real religion was in spirit and not in cities and worldly religions. Many Protestants, especially Calvinists and Lutherans, consider him one of the theological fathers of the Protestant Reformation due to his teachings on salvation and divine grace. Martin Luther, from 505 to 521, was a member of the Order of the Augustinian. Nevertheless, though considered to be mistaken on some points, Augustine is still considered a saint and has influenced some Eastern Church fathers, most notably Gregory Palamas. His famous saying about the Trinity, "No one part is greater than another or the sum of the other two. They are not the same, nor are they separate. In fact, they share the same nature." Augustine used the idea and notion of love to explain the Trinity and its three parts: he that loves, and that which is loved, and love. Thank you.